Hello and welcome everyone. Tressler 3 will have me searching around Bohndorf Lake for boars. Marvin Tressler wants me to check out his favorite hunting spot. To begin, I'll need to travel to Bohndorf Lake and then harvest 3 boars. Bohndorf Lake is a large body of water in the northwest corner of the map. It has plenty of shoreline to scout and an outpost nearby to spawn into. Naturally, I'll want to check the area for drink zones, which means glassing the edges of the lake in the middle of the night. If I move slowly and quietly into the wind, I should be able to spot them before they spot me. Males or females, big or small, will do the trick. I also have a few need zones I've already discovered, so I'll try to hunt some of those as well. I'll need weapons that cover Class 5 animals for integrity. I chose the Vicoso 357 for a handgun and the 270 Stradivarius for a scoped rifle. I'll also remember to bring the wild boar collar in case I need to call one in. Another good strategy might be to set up a bait barrel feeder with the sour fermented scraps to draw them in during their feeding time. When I began the mission, it was already during the wild boar's drink time, so I fast traveled to the Bohndorf outpost before heading down the hill to the shoreline to scout for pigs. And right off the bat, I found several making their way to a drink zone. In the group was a couple of shooters. But instead of shooting the first thing that moved, I wanted to scout the area first to see if any others might be lurking around. A quick check to the map showed 2 zones right next to each other that I had already discovered during Fleischer 1. I guessed they might be headed there, so I stalked them around the edge of the lake. And sure enough, I caught up with them again at the cove. Since there were some shooters in the crowd, I decided to set up my trusty purple tent a safe distance away from the zones, before moving on down the shoreline in search of more. But I ended up simply going on a nice moonlit stroll, with no other zones to be found. With my only option being the drink zones by my tent, I fast traveled back across the lake. Then set the time for the early part of the drink zones, in hopes of beating the herd to the cove. With my scent blowing to the south, I kept a close eye on the wind, as I found a spot on a nearby peninsula with a good range to both zones. Then I watched and waited for the pigs to arrive. It all began with a mating call from a sow. A short time later, a boar appeared in the dark. He wasn't the one I was looking for though, so I patiently waited a little bit longer. And soon came more. But it wasn't until the second group began to move in that I found one of the targeted boars. As the group settled, I wondered if I might be able to get 2 at the same time. I knew I wanted to get the level 4 for sure, and when a level 2 female cozied up behind him, I decided to try to get them both. It was hard to see them in the dark, so I practiced drawing a bead on both before pulling the trigger. Both shots felt pretty good, but the sow's health wasn't going down, and it was hard to hit her again accurately as she darted around on the shoreline. After trying a few more times, I found another sow staring ominously at me through the brush. Not wanting to miss out on another opportunity, I reloaded my rifle. With a little pink on the map, I went over to claim my sow. She's a dark brown level 2, scoring 44.6 at about 96 kilograms. My first shot got her in the left shoulder and lung at 132 meters. Next, I went for the male. I found vital blood next to the water, but no tracks. After a quick search, I realized in all the chaos of taking the second shot, I might not have noticed him if he became a floater. So I ran back to where I took the shot, and sure enough, here he was. And he is a very nice brown level 4, scoring 129.03, becoming my best boar to date. He weighs twice as much as the first one at 198 kilograms. My first and only shot on him hit him in both lungs at 145 meters with a 270 Stradivarius. 2 down and 1 more to go. With this zone blown out, I needed to look elsewhere. I checked the map and found a morning rest zone for wild boar to the south. It was too close to the outpost to spawn into, though, so I used the tent to reset the time, then ran around the lake. By the time I got close, the wind had shifted to the south, so I took my time and circled around the zone to the east as I approached. And just as I got into view of the zone, I found some pigs on their way in. I watched as they settled in and flopped down to rest on the side of the hill. The best in the group was a small level 2 male, and I realized it was the first group of pigs that came in the night before. A few settled just out of sight, so I hiked up a little higher on the hill for a better view. And there I found a boar lying down and perfectly still. He was a little obscured by the rise between us, but it was a decent range on a steady target, so I pulled out the 270. And he went down fairly quickly. And I discovered him right in front of the outhouse. He's a light brown male, scoring silver at 70.19 with 118 kilograms. My shot landed just right, catching his left lung over the top of the rise at 146 meters. Being my third and final boar within the area, I completed the mission. I managed to pull one decent boar out of the area, but when you only have 2 herds to choose from, you gotta do the best with what you've got. They also make fairly decent cash, so it came out of this one just fine. If you found this video helpful, be sure to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Tressler 4 will require me to hunt for a boar after dark. Thanks for watching.